Hi, I'm Cheryl Kahn. With hurricane season upon us, it's time to make sure we're prepared. We hope we'll be lucky enough to avoid the worst of it, but of course there are no guarantees. As always, first responders for the city of West Palm Beach are getting ready, starting with a very realistic drill. When a hurricane hits, emotions are high and tempers flare. This is just part of a drill, with city employees playing the roles of devastated residents trying to find a missing dog in this pile of debris. A purse that was left in a crushed car.
It's my wire is smoking right now. The car is smoking. Why you want to get in your car? Your purse is gone down.
Or just climbing to the top of the pile for kicks.
Power me up, baby. Power me up.
But it is very realistic, and city crews have to take it seriously as they learn how to deal with anything that happens and anyone who shows up on the scene after a hurricane.
And they won't let me get to my stuff. This is what is wrong with the world.
So they can get down to the business of clearing the streets. Their job is especially critical since piles like these can keep emergency vehicles from getting by. As they take each step, they're observed and evaluated.
Let's wait until the machine comes down.
A critique at the end of the drill will help them improve their skills.
If somebody say that, hey, they dog or whatever, and they, I know that you're just thinking, hey, I need to get my work done, right? But we have to be empathetic to them because that's like a family member too. It could be, right? And so, hey, ma'am, I'm sorry, sir, I'm sorry. Could you please step back?
And this won't be the last of their training. It will continue on the job all year long.
Reassessing and making sure that the people who have done it before know still how to do it, but it's also the new people and making sure that they understand what we're doing and why we're doing it.
They also conduct drills at the city's Emergency Operations Center. And while many classes were canceled due to federal budget cuts, training was available at the Governor's Hurricane Conference held right here in West Palm Beach. If your job involves saving people or cleaning up after hurricanes, this exhibit hall probably held everything on your wish list.
One of them aqua fences that TGH has, I would get one of those for every property I could because those are just the coolest things out there.
With every type of vehicle, gadget, and supply you could imagine.
We've got a full sandbag just like that.
So these are personal waste bags.
LED safety products that are now called the innovative products of the future.
No matter how deep the water is, they will go through it.
Trailers that could comfortably house workers in the field with portable bathrooms and showers, sturdy tents, generators, lights, protective clothing, even food and drinks.
We're selling premium electrolyte beverages.
It was all here, available for sale, and if they had the need and the budget, attendees were buying. There were also classes, speakers, and panel discussions, and while some of the national experts were not here because of those federal budget cuts, there were many statewide experts on hand. And attendees from all over the country soaked it all in, including these guys who are from Hawaii.
We've had some hurricanes in the past, but we haven't had really like a direct hit compared to what Florida has been through. So it's just pretty much learning from everyone's experience and what we can do to better prepare ourselves.
While first responders are getting ready, we have to do our part as well. That means getting our homes, families, even our pets prepared for whatever comes our way. The first step in giving your home a fighting chance in the case of a big storm, taking a close, honest look at the condition of your house, condo, or apartment and see what may need to be fixed. Check your shutters to make sure they're in good shape and you know how to put them on, or find someone to help. If you don't have any, get some, or at least get some plywood to secure over your windows ahead of a storm. Take a good look at the trees and shrubs around your home. If they need that hurricane season haircut, get it done now. Try to limit the amount of outdoor furniture, toys, and other items. When a storm's on the way, that will all have to be moved inside.
If you have any loose items around your residence, now would be a good time to try and clean up your residence around any trees, any loose items.
You should also put together hurricane kits with things to help you get by if the water and power go out. Here's some of what you'll need.
First, backpacks. We always like backpacks because they're easy to carry and easy to grab and go if you have to evacuate quickly. Flashlights are important just in case the power goes out. We recommend that you have a lot of batteries on hand just in case for flashlights and radios so you can stay informed. There are also battery backups for your tablets, PCs, and telephones. Water, we recommend that you have 1 gallon per person per day, up to 3 days or 72 hours. And if it's hot outside and you're sweating a lot after the storm, make sure you add a little Gatorade or something like that for electrolyte replacement. We recommend non-perishable food items such as peanut butter or canned goods. However, if you do not have the pop-top cans, make sure that you have a can opener. It's very important to have a first aid kit just in case you get injured. You can stop bleeding with bandages and gauze, and for strains and sprains, an elastic bandage or ace bandage. 14-in-1 tools are very easy to carry around and they're good for repairs after the storm to your home. We recommend a whistle. The whistles are good if you can't flag anybody down and you need to get their attention, you could always blow into your whistle. And toiletries that you would normally use, such as hand sanitizer, just in case you have limited water, shaving cream or razors, toothpaste and a toothbrush, or any other toiletries that you would normally use on a regular basis. And finally, a poncho or some type of rain gear, just in case it's raining and you can't take shelter.
Each person in your family should have a personal hurricane kit in a backpack or tote bag. And there's a lot more you can do to get ready. Have a plan for where you'll meet up with your family in case of emergency. Know your flood zone and where you'd go if authorities ordered you to evacuate. If you don't have a place in mind, look up the nearest emergency shelter. Fill up your gas tank well ahead of the storm. Hit up your ATM for some cash ahead of time. If the power goes out, you won't be able to do so later. Which brings us to our furry family members. We asked the experts at Peggy Adams Animal Rescue League what to do to prepare for them. They say our pets need hurricane kits too.
And while you're prepping your family and getting supplies for yourselves, you don't want to forget about the pets that you have at home. So we recommend having some sort of go bag for each animal in your household and putting all of the supplies in there, and just in case you need to evacuate, or even if you're sheltering in place, that way everything is there together. So some of the supplies that you don't want to forget include all of the food and water that you might need for a couple weeks, any sort of medications that your animal might need, make sure you stock up on that early on in hurricane season, any sort of first aid kit, medical supplies, because if you're on the road and there's lots of traffic, you might not have access to that. If you have a dog, make sure you bring poop bags, and extra collars and leashes is really handy to have, plus any sort of toys and comfort items like blankets that have their scent on them. So if you have a cat, you want to make sure that you bring a kitty litter box and kitty litter, and you also want to bring cleaning supplies for your pets to clean up after them, so wipes, paper towels, any sort of cleaning spray. And one of the most important things that you want to make sure to pack is the paperwork for your pet that includes all of their medical information, the information about the pet, and the proof of ownership of your pet, just in case they get out or you have to go to a pet safe shelter. If you have to evacuate, there is a list of pet safe shelters on the evacuation route, and if you go to peggyadams.org/hurricane prep, you just want to make sure that you pre-register for them and make sure that there is space available.
At Peggy Adams Animal Rescue League, the dogs and cats living there are included in a comprehensive hurricane plan. The buildings here are built to withstand hurricanes, and a skeleton crew of staff rides out the storm with the animals. When hurricanes hit other areas, they sometimes take in cats and dogs from other shelters. If a hurricane is heading our way, keep watching local media, on air and online, to make sure you know when to take action. If you're told to evacuate, do so. If you are riding out the storm at home, take shelter in an inside room or even a closet away from windows. Once the hurricane's over, don't go out sightseeing. Check on your home and your neighbors, but otherwise stay put until you hear the all clear from authorities. For more information and tips on what to do before, during, and after a storm, visit WPB.org/hurricane. Let's all work together to be safe this hurricane season.